everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you might be. My name is Marva B. I am the CEO and founder of Black Link Magazine, and this is the Black Link Experience. We'd like to welcome Prai to our as our guest today, and we would just like to say welcome and let's have fun and let's just find out about who Prai is.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much. I'd like to first say thank you, Mika, for my PR. She does awesome PR. Shout out to my wife and all my loved ones. I thank you for this opportunity, and God gonna get the glory out of it.
That's right. And Mika, that's my sister. I love her so much. So thanks for the connection, Mika. It means everything. So go ahead and tell the world who you are, Prai, and what you do.
Well, my name is Prai King. That stands for Prayer Receives Anointed Inspiration. I believe that God has anointed me in this season to call myself the voice of inspiration. Reason being, just the things that I've been through in my life that I've overcame and I'm still overcoming as a man. I just want to just inspire someone who has been battling with self-depression, depression, battling with low self-esteem, battling with overcoming drugs, smoking weed. I just like to be transparent with my life, you know, because God has been great to me and he's delivered me so many things that I just can't just sit down on it. I just have to let people know what God has done in my life and what he can do in your life if you just allow him to come in and just be an open vessel of, you know, restoration, taking responsibility for your actions, renewing your mind daily, and just trusting him. Lean not to your own understanding.
Man. Okay, interview's over. No. Y'all listen, Prai. I have gone through some of the same things. I just wrote a book with a group of women about low self-esteem. My part was about low self-esteem. And then I just had several, it just like seemed like God keeps sending men to talk about depression, mental health, molestation, all these things that men would normally talk about. So this is very necessary and it's very timely that we connected. So thank you for being transparent, because if we don't tell our stories, then we can't help people. I'm actually going to speak on next Saturday about some, you know, about learning life lessons, you know, and so thank you. Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, so let's talk about it just a little bit. Growing up, tell us about how your life was, and then up until, you know, you said, I want to make a change and I want to be better.
Well, my life started off as a not only child, but started off. I had a brother before me, whose name was Stephen, and I just believe that the name Stephen was given a second chance. You know, my dad's name is Stephen, and then my brother that passed away, he lived for not so long, but he had to have a heart, and I just believe that God gave this spirit, this body, a second chance, just to do it again. Okay, I brought you to the earth this first time, but you didn't make it. So I'm gonna give you a second chance. And I believe that throughout my whole life, God has given me a second chance, third chance, fourth chance, umpteen chances. And sometimes I don't get it right. I have to just keep on practicing. You're not a failure till you stop trying. But throughout my life, I grew up as a military child. My father was in the military of 23 years. My mother was a at-home mother. She raised us very well, but inside that home, I didn't recognize it until I started telling my story that I was going through abuse. My father would do certain things to me as disciplinary actions that I would share those things with people, and they're like, "Oh, that's not normal." And then I had to realize I was going through abuse mentally, physically, and I just had to realize that I'm not my past. I'm not what the enemy try to plant in my head, that I'm not good enough, that I'm not worthy enough, that I'm not deserving of this position that I'm in, even just talking to you right now. And I believe that if God can use me, he can use anybody. So over the years, I battled with being bullied. I battled with not feeling, are you choosing me? You know, is there a purpose for me? Is there a calling for me? And then I, you know, developed writing skills. You know, I always wanted to write and just share my experiences in life So I started writing about it at about the age of 20, and I I went to a competition. My brother, he was my manager at the time, and I didn't know what I had. I was amongst other artists, and I just went and put my best foot forward. And I shared my testimony called "Let It Be Known," and I shared that. And then from that day forward, like I won the competition. I won the competition. I won $500. I won a trophy. And now keep in mind, I was the only inspirational artist there, the
Mm.
only one. I was going against hip hop artists, pop
Mm-hmm.
artists, and everything like that. So for me to step out and display my gift on this type of platform, it took a boldness, what I'm saying, declaring that God is the source of my,
Yes.
He's the source of everything.
Yes.
And I won the hearts of the people in the audience. And they was like, wow, you have something. And from that day forward, I just been excelling in music. And I took a back seat in a season of my life so I can help other people out. And we'll get into that later on. But for the most part, Prai King, I grew up as a military child, and I grew up as someone who didn't really know who he was. And I'm still trying to figure out who I am. I'm not gonna lie and say to you, I know exactly who I am. I'm growing every single day. I fall short every single day. But I keep my mind that God called me to do this. And if I focus on what the purpose is, which is prayer, receives anointed inspiration, he's going to inspire me to inspire others to come out of that season of bondage, that season of not feeling worthy, not feeling good enough, because I am good enough. I'm here. I'm living proof, you know, and you know, I
Oh
just,
my
I'm grateful. I'm really grateful for the people who I have in my life, and I'm grateful for the opportunity that I have before me, and all the doors that God's going to open up thus far, and they open up thus far, and doors He's going to open up in the future.
Yeah, man. I don't know where to start. There's so much because I could have cried for a moment while you were speaking, and then I was happy for a moment because it's your truth. And men just don't reveal their truth like that. They're afraid with whatever reasons they're afraid. But I believe that God wants us to share, He wants us to share our stories.
It
He
does.
and you say, "Am I chosen?" He chooses us for seasons, for particular things to go through, so that we can
Yeah,
have a testimony to share with someone else. And that's where you are. You're a walking testimony.
I
And
am.
so, you keep doing what God calls you to do. So it was bold to go into a hip hop competition and say, "God is my everything, and this is what I'm presenting." And look what God did for you. He gave you the boldness, and you won. You
Yeah.
won. So there's
Yes.
something special about that. That's why I'm not afraid to tell people about what God has done for me. All my 20s, I was in the streets, and it was not who I was raised to be, but He carried me through that. And it was things that I went through that I share now that I wouldn't take it back because I need to tell other people or try to save them from going through those same things.
It
So
made me to the man who I am today. It
it,
made me to the man
yeah,
I am.
that's why I'm sitting right here today doing this, doing this. It's
And I
because
commend you. You're doing something great. A platform such as this right here, we need more people like yourselves. So
oh,
I just take my hat off to you and just say, God bless you, and may God open up many doors for you and your ministry and your platform. This is the best is yet to come.
thank
Trust
you.
me, the best is yet to come.
I received that. Same for you. So let's talk about your music. I listened to your song and I love the song. Tell me what you were thinking, how you came up with the concept, the name, and everything. Let's hear all about that.
All right, so Heartbeat. Heartbeat is basically a summary of my life. It's a soundtrack, as my good friend like to say. It's a soundtrack to my life. And the reason being, um, just the hook, heartbeat, heartbeat. When you wake up, it's your heart. You know what I'm saying? God wants to know where your heart is. You know, when you wake up, you gotta feel, I want something new out of my life. I want something that I've never had before. I want to experience something I never had before. So I say I've done a lot of things that I'm not regretful for, but I've done a lot of things that made me to the man I am today. And if I wouldn't have had those mistakes, I don't see joy in my success. I see joy in my failures, because that's where I was defined. That's where God molded and shaped me and say, hey, son, this is what we're supposed to be doing. This is what we're not going to do. And this will work for you. And this will not going to work for you. So in Heartbeat, beat of the drum, beat the heartbeat. You got the power. You got the tongue, power within, beat of the drum. Those things right there, when you wake up, you have those. You're equipped with those things every single morning. There's somebody who did not wake up this morning. There's someone whose mother is crying right now because my son was in the wrong place at the wrong time and his life was taken. There's someone who's battling with not feeling worthy enough, not feeling good enough. And you are a living vessel. You and I are living vessels to give hope to people. Listen, listen, your past mistakes do not define you. So in Heartbeat, I explain to you, picture life jeopardizing your freedom. Hit a sweet lick with no meaning. Sympathize with all of your demons. Life complicated with no reason. Yeah, I've been there, done that, seen it all before. Open heaven, God opened up my door. Man, God has opened up doors for me that I am not even worthy of opening up myself. But through his strength, through his power, through his word that's been spoken over my life many years ago, is now manifesting today. And it will continue to manifest as long as I'm in good standing and goodwill. The prayers of the righteous shall not be forsaken. I promise you, if you stand on that, you're going to make it. And no matter what anybody says about you,
right?
No matter what anybody says about you,
they talk
you have to come.
Christ.
You have to forgive yourself. You have to forgive yourself.
Whew.
And once you forgive yourself, then you're not worried about nobody else forgiving you because God has forgiven you because we're made in his image, you know? And once he forgives you, the rest is like, okay, I can deal with the world. I can deal with this. So Heartbeat is basically a soundtrack to my life. So it brings my heart joy that you took the time to listen to my song because that is my testimony.
I did.
That is my testimony.
And
Heartbeat.
yeah, and when I listen to it, I listen to the lyrics. Like a lot of rap songs, hip hop, I like the beat. I don't necessarily listen to the words, but this I listen to the words, and it's just a reality. Just everything about what you're doing and what you're saying is so relevant and so necessary for people to hear. So what is your plan for your music? Like what's next for you in the plan?
All right, so the vision that God has given me is to teach young people how to be songwriters. If you take a child from the age of, I would say 5, all the way to 13, they're in a stage where they're just soaking up everything that they can. They want to be like their mother, they want to be like their father, they want to be like someone on TV that they idolize, that say, hey, I want to be just like that person.
Right.
So I am in the process of connecting with like-minded people who want to teach music. And when I say teach music, teaching the song formats of how to write a song. Oh. Because in that, you can find the words to express how you feel as a person. You know, you can find out, man, I'm going through this in my home. I'm going through this on my job. I'm going through this in school. I want to figure out how can I express that through music, because God gives us rhythms. He gives us ideas on how to write songs. And if we have that format in our minds at a young age, that right there, music can put you in a position of fashion. Music can put you in a position of movies. Music can put you in a position of just motivational speaking. It's unlimitless things that you can do when you have figured out how to be a songwriter. Yeah. You can write songs for other people. Yeah. You know? Yeah. So in this season, I just feel I want to be a great songwriter and teach young adults how to write songs and express themselves through music. I was on a clubhouse last night, and a young lady said, there are millions of funds that are given to organizations like heart disease or McDonald's or Chick-fil-A. They have millions of dollars that they're looking to partner with someone to be a voice for them through music. And I did not know that. So she gave us the tools to research, you know, who's the PR person, who's the marketing person, and connect with that person, because you could be that voice. Your song could be the single or the opening commercial for that platform. Right. But yes, I'm just trying to partner with like-minded individuals and a nonprofit organization that I can say, hey, I stand for this, or I stand and believe what they're pushing. And I want to push my vision through them, with them, with my music. And I believe Heartbeat. I had a vision that I connect with Kevin Hart. You know, he's always pushing hard.
Yeah. Hey, you never know. And don't
Never know.
close doors. Never give yourself any limitations because anything can happen. The way that my platform is going, the way that my magazine is going, it's a God thing. There's no way in this world that on my own, I would be doing the things that I'm doing. So I'm looking forward to following you. I'm looking forward to you leveling up. What would you say to someone that is that has going through some, that have gone through, no, that is currently going through some things, right? Whatever that looks like, is dark for them. They don't know how to get past it, have no one to talk to, but they're reaching out in different ways. What's your best advice that you would give someone in that particular circumstance?
Well, I have to, go back to the word of God. Psalms 37:24, my mistakes do not define me. So once you realize that your mistakes are there to better you, and you're not afraid to stop trying. So you first have to put God first. There's no getting around it. There's no shortcuts getting around that, because we are made in his image. So if you first put God first, then everything else will flow. His will, his understanding, his light, the favor of God will fall upon you. And then my second thing was, you have to take responsibility for your actions.
Mm-hmm.
Taking responsibility for your actions. These are things that will help you to forgive yourself.
Oh my God.
These are things that once you take responsibility, you show remorse. You're remorseful for your actions. You're taking accountability for your actions. And then you restore. And how I restore, I speak affirmations on my life.
That's it.
I'm the head and not the tail.
Yeah.
I'm above and not beneath. I'm a lender and not a borrower.
Woo.
I speak these things over my life every single morning.
Jesus.
And even though I speak these things over my life, I still fall short. But I listen.
That's right.
I wake up. I'm not perfect, but I'm striving to be in excellence. I'm striving to be that. I'm not perfect, but I'm striving for excellence. And then my last thing is renewing your mind daily.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You have to renew your mind daily. Because if you don't renew your mind, you'll fall back to the things that you once knew that were comfortable in that season. This is God, So I say there's 5 things. Trust God, take responsibility for your actions. All right. Show remorse for your actions. All right. Restore your mind, then renew your mind. And if you do these 5 things on a daily basis, it takes 21 days to develop a habit. Something's going to shake, something's going to break off your life. I guarantee you, because if you work a job 8 hours, I'm flipping burgers, or I'm driving this car, you're gonna become an expert at that. So just imagine if you take responsibility for your actions, you show remorse, you renew your mind, and you restore. You'll be a great person. You won't be excellent, you won't be perfect, but you'll be better than you was yesterday.
Yeah, and then I believe if you do all those things, you'll forget about that stuff that's negative.
It's in the past.
You could renew your mind. I'm actually going to be in Houston speaking at Mika's event about mindset. You got to change your mindset. You got to change the people you hang around. You got to change what you're feeding yourself. You got to change your environment. All those things in order to be better than you were yesterday and start speaking. Your tongue is a powerful weapon, and the Bible speaks about that. That you speak over yourself like you did, and speak those things out, put those things out in the atmosphere, put good out, and good will come to you. All those things you have to just, and like you said, make it a habit every day to do that. And while it's a
lifestyle.
Yes, it's a lifestyle. Like you're trying to change your diet, whatever it is, it's a lifestyle change. But it may seem hard in the beginning. It may seem like the devil will play with you and say, no, you're none of that, but you keep fighting it. You keep fighting it. Until then, it just comes to you naturally, because God has made us special, and he didn't make any mistakes. It's just choices we make that we made them, we learn from them, and we move on. So thank you for that. Like,
To God be the glory. To God be the glory.
Yes, and it's nothing, it's only God. All right, so tell everybody how they can find you on your social media sites.
All right. So if you're looking to find Prai King, that is I am Prai King, Prai King on social media, as far as Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. That's one most of my platforms that I use on a daily, and LinkedIn.
Okay.
Also, LinkedIn, you can find me on there. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. Well, we want to thank you so much for being here. Like, we'll be following you. And we want to, of course,
Thank you so much.
get the article in the magazine. We'll figure out which one it'll go in. And we just keep pushing God, pushing him forward on. We don't want to be aggressively pushing him on people, but if we're walking in the light and we're doing what we're supposed to do, they'll see him in us. And you're right. He looks at our heart. So the things that we do genuinely. The greatest gift that I get is to give back, is by giving back, serving my community genuinely, and where God is pleased. So anyway, thank you so much for being here, for everything that you're doing. Continue to do that and let God guide you. You're going to be all right. And we'll see you at the top. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
All right, you guys, we're going to get out of here for now. In the meantime, remember, respect yourself and respect each other. God bless.
God bless.